ardent followers, our community,
Yeah.
have been saying, "Where's that Angela lady?" But
I'm on the outskirts.
well, I know you're like super duper. I mean, we're all sensitive. God, is this thing
Yeah.
working? Oh yeah, it's just starting now. It'll start in a minute. Um, yeah, like they were like going, "Where's that Angela?" But I was going to say, we're all sensitive, but is this damn thing working? Yeah, it's working. I think it is. Let
Probably
me double
me.
check. But you're, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's what I'm talking about. Uh,
Yeah.
um, what was I going to say? Well, like some people, like Morgan, you're like Morgan, like
Yeah.
super duper sensitive, like super hyper sensitive. Like, I don't even know how y'all made it this far.
I'm asking myself the same question.
Every time, right? I'm anxious to see what's been happening. Like, I don't know. Did anything? I mean, October 10th, 11th, 12th, and then this period of like 7 or 8 days afterwards. I guess there was
Yeah.
what was it? What was it? Some kind of something happened around the 20th or something. I think it was a
Yeah.
full. I don't know what the hell it was. What was it?
It was the moon. It was the moon. It was the Aries moon.
Yeah, or
Yeah. Lots
something.
of fire. Lots of fire.
No kidding,
Yeah.
man. It's
I
like,
don't know. I've been noticing like everybody's how do I say this? It's almost like the ascension people are working towards one direction. Let's call them Gaia
hmm,
energy,
hmm,
right? And then whoever is running the other, let's say, distorted masculine, let's call that dad per se at the moment. It almost feels to me like they're in the middle of some kind of divorce. Like, which way is it going to go? It reminds me of when my parents divorced, and everybody else is kind of like the kids. The collective is the kids going, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? To me, it seems a lot like that. It's like I feel like um the light worker community kind of got mm, targeted recently, if you asked me, especially the ones that were highest up. And I feel like right now everybody's voting,
wow.
whether they know it or not. And I feel like this is what we practiced for, and I feel like it's here.
So, okay. So you've got like, let's say, well, basically what you're describing. So would you say it's like the ones working towards the mother,
hmm
and is it the other ones working towards the patriarchal?
Just
Or
where they want to snuff out everything kind, everything nice, everything.
okay, yeah, that's what I mean.
You get what I mean?
Like the
It's like,
patriarchal. Yeah.
yeah, like somebody, I kind of look at it as somebody that wants something, but they don't care what it costs everybody to get it.
The patriarchal.
Energy. Yeah,
Competition, vampirism.
yeah.
Uh, God, I saw this quote today, I think, and I didn't grab it. I want to grab it, but it was something like it's not something about. It was an old guy too, like somebody from like the 1600s, and he was saying, uh, it's not about prejudice and hate. That's the separation. It's the indifference we have. That's the inhumanity. Like
Yeah,
being different to what we're connected. So like not giving a shit about 1 out of 8 kids being hungry every day, whatever that statistic is. They eat on,
right.
they don't have food. 1 out of 8 in the world, and
Yeah,
not having a care in the world about that.
right,
That
right.
difference, right? Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
pretty good. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty big download you just laid on us.
Sorry. That's what they give me. No offense.
Yeah,
I
she's
just
in
am like,
Montana. Judy Baker's in
wondering.
Montana too. She just asked, you're in Montana. Yeah, she's in Montana. Where are you
Yeah,
at in Montana? You're near
Polson.
yeah, okay.
Polson. Yeah,
Yeah. God.
small town.
So, but you did say something too that kind of I saw this past month. You know, and when I say that, you know, people, even in my own situation, and
Hmm.
that is the, you know, this thing with the fire. First of all, that I think everybody, it's like the Cali energy came in, the dark mother that's still the mother, right? But
Right.
um the masculine in us, like the distorted
Yeah.
masculine took a beating, you know, in
Yeah.
all of us. I even saw women talking about it,
Oh, for sure.
talking about their own mask, you know, their own distorted masculine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess that could be redefined as patriarchal, you know, which kind of
Yeah.
takes the sting off of the masculine, but it is a patriarchal realm, or has been. It
For a
seems to be,
very long time.
yeah, seems to be shifting now.
Does it feel like to anybody else like it's like we've done this before, we've been here before? Like, even though it doesn't, I know this is new, but like it feels like, you know, when you're stuck in a pattern or you're stuck in a loop or a test, I feel like this is one that we know very, very well.
I I I can relate to that. It's like, okay, it's like the fire, you know,
Hmm.
that say like this last month, the distorted masculine taking a beating in us, right? And
Yeah.
but at the same time, there's this air of what you're talking about, like we're coming out, man.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a big coronation or a big ball.
Right. Right. Like we're just right underneath. Just you couldn't see it if you're not paying attention. You know what I mean? You'd miss it.
It feels like to me like we're like this, like it feels like to me like
So close.
this month, you know, because we've been having these like stair step, you know,
Yes.
kind of movement, and then it just went like boom,
Hmm.
and like we're this close.
So close. Like I could feel it. It's right there. It's so close.
It really is.
It is. Yes. And it's which one are you focusing on? You know what I mean? Which one are you giving your attention to? Which one are you feeding? Which one are you voting for?
Yeah,
By everything you watch, everything you think, everything you do in your
exactly.
life, everything you either share or don't share, everything, you know, in the way you present yourself. Are you being authentic all the time, no matter who you're around, even when it's hard, even when you know that you're like the other day, I was in front of somebody that was 100% for the other side, and it was obvious. And I was like, this is almost comical. And I had to play my part of being mom, you know, for
Yeah,
my kid, whatever. And it was obvious what I was, and it was obvious what they were. And it was like, are you going to get mad? Are you going to react? Are you going to this? Are you going to that? And I was like, no, you know, I know that they're going to slime me with stuff, and they did. Just, you know, like, um, cruddy energy to work out. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not even mad. Like, I don't even see it as a fight anymore. It's almost like I have compassion for all sides.
yeah,
Like, I have compassion for the one that's so bad that they want to like control a whole world of people to get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't even know. Like, I see through all the things. I can't pretend to be human much longer. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know, it's
yeah,
being redefined. Human is being redefined constantly in my consciousness. You know what I mean?
yeah. I keep going back to this show we had about 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, and it was one of those people that came out of the woodwork, kind of like you did. I think I
Yeah.
asked you to though, but
Yeah.
This guy, he is in Puerto Rico.
Nice.
Taino. Well, he goes by Taino Galactico, but
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook. But his name's Taino, and he just said, because I said, hey, anybody want to come on and tell their story, man? And he
Yeah.
came on, and he's been on again, but he came on and he was like, just so, you use the word authentic, but I think the word is now becoming transparent,
Yes.
right? Like
Very.
it's becoming, everything's becoming and he said, dude, we're learning to be human. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And then he said, and we don't know what that is.
Exactly.
And I
That's
can't
my
get that out of
point.
my head. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, that's important. That's a good
because we
one.
can't avoid it. And
No,
and you're right about what you said. Like, I don't know how long I can do this. And there's a lot of people, and
feeling that way.
this has been called, a lot of people transitioning.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, it's like, this whole thing with Franco, Franco
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, wait a minute. I was talking to Morgan, she's like, he knew exactly what he was doing. Like, if you look at everything that happened,
Mm-hmm.
putting out 200 videos in 18 months, he had to get this stuff out. And I
Yeah.
was just thinking about it. I was like, man, he went out like a boss.
Nice.
Like, he brought up the death program. And I
Mm.
had 3 different people send me messages that first they sent me messages of intense grief. I got a bunch of those.
Oh, I'm
And
sure.
then these 3 women sent me follow-up messages within days saying, oh my God, I get it. I'm not grieving for Franco. I'm grieving for me.
Yeah.
I'm not missing Franco. I'm realizing how I miss myself. I mean, I was just like blown away, going, whoa. Because if that falls, if our whole outlook on death falls to what it
Yeah.
isn't, what is that going to do for us energetically? Like, what's on the other side
Man,
of that?
nobody's been there yet. It's going to be interesting. That's for dang sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Franco. I participated in helping with the healing session, but I didn't know that he'd passed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He
8 days
transitioned?
ago. 8 days ago.
Dang.
8 days ago. Yeah. I've been talking to
I
his
should
partner,
remember.
Kimberly,
Mm-hmm.
almost every day. We touch base. And I'm seeing it in her. She's glowing. And she wants to come on and talk about it. So I don't want to get into it, but at some point, because she feels it's important. But she was telling me a day after, Todd, we're all doing something incredible here.
I
Right?
agree.
She said and even those that have transitioned, they're part of it. They're here.
They're still
It's
helping.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
And
at Dolores
this,
Cannon and how much influence she still has from the other side.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've talked to like 3 different practitioners that have a conversation with her basically on a daily basis.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
And then, of
where
course,
this is going, I have no clue. Sorry. Then of course she what? I did want to hear that.
No. I was just going to say then of course, I don't know. I'm not going to even mention it.
Oh.
But it's weird. I keep saying it's like turning the page in a book. You're reading a book and everything is cohesive. It's a book. It tells you a story. And it used to be that you would turn the page, and on this page you got a big white elephant. And you turn the next page and you have a bird.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute. Like, we couldn't see it. But now every time I turn the page, moment by moment throughout the day, things that were so unrelated are related. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that makes sense. I was talking to the lady before, Marie, and I'm like, it's the 28th. It's the end of the month. The bills are coming. I'm in the same boat I was last month. It worked out somehow.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here talking to her. And in that moment, I look at my computer and it's a 55 in the degrees, 55. And it was 222. And I said, and that's how it works. You don't get like, okay, go down to the store. It doesn't give you like these directions. It gives you these signs.
Yeah.
It's trippy.
Making you choose for yourself the whole way, even if you choose differently than the sign that's giving you, or differently than um, somebody else would choose for you. Like, it's always a choice. Always, everything all
Yeah,
comes down to choice.
exactly. And if we think about the pattern of our life, at least the last few years,
Yeah.
well, we had this pattern of listening to this guidance, doing crazy stuff that doesn't fit into the
Anything.
conventional wisdom, and yet here we are questioning and still fighting to conform and be normal.
Yeah, I know.
Like, why would we disregard this crazy thing, that's got us to where we're at? Why would we disregard that now?
You
It's
can't.
like, no, you can't. No, and I don't think we could if we wanted to. You can't go back. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can leave. You can leave. But even if you leave, I have a feeling you don't.
You'll probably come back. No offense. Even if you leave.
Probably. Well,
Yeah.
but and is it not just a wheel? Like, it just goes on and on. It goes on and
Hmm.
on. And it's okay. I don't know. I have this newfound just reverence, like, just for being, I wake up in the morning and I literally say to myself, thank you for this
Hmm.
life. Thank you for letting me be Todd. Thank you for Morgan. Thank you for Soulogy. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, what do I have? I'm going to go get a coffee. Let me, get some juice. Just, it's the little things.
Exactly. They make the biggest impact in your day to day and making you. Think about it.
So I don't know if everybody knows, but you have a conscious family, which is
Yeah.
quite.
Interesting.
I've met a few more since we talked about it. Yeah, you get these people with the conscious children, conscious relationship. You grow conscious food,
Yeah.
which I started. I haven't talked to you in a long time. We had Soulogy Fest,
Hmm.
and I came back from Soulogy Fest, and I just, after about 10 days of laying on the couch staring at the ceiling without the TV or the radio on or nothing,
Yeah.
I started juicing organic vegetables and fruit, and it's been about 80-90% of my diet ever since. And man, after 60 days of massive purging and breaking out like a teenager,
Me
my
too. Me
face was
too.
all right,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. It's just like, there's things that I love that I don't even associate with anymore. I
I
stopped
know.
drinking. I stopped drinking. I
Good
stopped
job.
smoking weed.
Good
Uh,
job.
but I don't even know. It's not even about like, oh, I got to stop doing it. It just went away.
Just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Being.
Would you say it like fell away, like from your vibration, or would it? Yeah.
It just, something, just that thing that got me here just said,
That's enough. Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. And there's still stuff falling away and there's stuff coming in. Yeah. Like last night, yesterday, I had last night. This is for, I said last night, because I've been staying up until the sun comes up. That's another thing. sleeping 2 to 3 hours a night. You still there? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still
I'm
here.
telling you, I went to bed 6 o'clock this morning. I've been trying to sleep I did actually fall asleep, and then I woke up, start thinking about Morgan. She happens to send me a message 30 seconds later. Isn't this how it works? Oh, I didn't mean to wake you up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you didn't. I just woke up thinking about you. I have
Wow.
never, I'm a half a world away from her, and I've never felt closer in my life. And the same thing kind of goes with the Franco thing. I can't,
That's so
I
cool.
can't, I can't draw from Franco, the human, as a point of context. But I can feel him, the connection bigger than ever. So
Big time.
what is that? None of it's weird.
Multidimensionality. Multidimensional
I guess.
human experience now, I guess.
Yeah.
In mine, I'll be sleeping sometimes and I'll feel somebody else walk through my consciousness, and it'll take me out of dream time and back into my body, and I'll like hear of whoever was walking by me while they were like getting ready for their day thoughts.
That's trippy.
At
Yeah,
all.
it makes sense. Who is it? Right?
Oh, it's my
what
partner.
is it?
It's my yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's my partner. Yeah. So like it's funny. And if I ask him about it, he'll be like, yeah, that's what I was thinking about, or yeah, that's what I was doing, or yeah. Very odd. It's
Yeah,
like
the telepathy.
we're gonna experience life without the boundaries we thought were there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like even like this show. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it was so he transitioned. I did shows the next day. I canceled the next day. And then there were shows Friday and Saturday, nothing on Sunday, and one on Monday. And Friday and Saturday and Monday, they all canceled. It never happened. But I
Never.
knew in that moment, oh, you're supposed to just chill.
Be.
Yeah. So I didn't go
Presence in the
chase.
universe.
Yeah, let me get on and do something. I just didn't do anything. You know. Yeah. So have you so and then
So
so
many questions.
have you been were you challenged at all the last few weeks?
Are you kidding me? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I might look all good right now, but I've went through the ringer. Like seriously. It took every ounce of everything that I've learned along this whole entire journey of my life, this lifetime. And I would say, everything that I was taught, I had to use in this last month to like just navigate life's stuff they throw at you, or our own challenges. I guess I'm facing my own fears, things that I had fears of. Anywhere I still had resistance, like I'd been, I don't know if anybody knows this or not. I don't even care if anybody knows. Been in like a stalemate with my ex-husband for like years and years and years, 15 plus years. Never truly got divorced, never truly got separated. And the more I would look into this situation, I'd learned it had like past life consequences tied to it, past life traumas, past life things. I was getting ready to go through finalizing it finally, and I'm still in the stages of doing so, but it's moved more finally than now than ever. And so as I get closer to it, I was learning that I was like, why am I the most spiritual person everywhere else, the kindest person? For some reason, this one right here, just brings out my
Yes.
absolute worst. Like, what is this? And
Yes.
as I was like falling into the trap, like say I'll do this for you, and you're already compromising somewhere, right? And they're like, no, I want it this, 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 and this. Do you want to react? Do you want to go? And I was like, I finally caught myself. Finally. It was effing pride. It all came from hurt pride. Every single piece of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that one has kept me stuck for so long. I see it. I can't participate in it anymore in the old way. I can't. Like, he thinks I've lost my marbles probably, because he's like, what? Like, just what? You're gonna what? I'm like, yeah, I don't even care. But they were showing me that as I walk through this current challenge, I'm getting soul retrieval back, doing it myself basically, for every place that I ever lost a sliver of myself from hurt pride, from somebody else's hurt pride against me, and my own hurt pride against somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Uh, so Marie and I were talking about this on the previous show, and I said, yeah, like this last few weeks, things pop up. It's like, I call it the brutal honesty of the soul.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do you know this? And this is a perfect example of what you're talking about, because there's always that one or two or three people. Like, we're a fucking light worker, man.
Yeah.
We're 100% for the team, but in these 2 or 3 cases, it's an exception.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I was like to her, I was like, yeah, and you find out you're a narcissist,
Mm-hmm.
because that is a narcissistic frequency.
Yeah,
To
it
make an
can be.
exception to, well, I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
mean you're a narcissist, but I mean, but if you're 1% narcissist, you're a narcissist, right?
that's
So it's
true.
like,
That's true.
because a narcissistic frequency is an exception to the rule.
Yeah,
It's an exception to purity,
yeah.
right? It's you going to the universe. Okay, I'm going to comply, but with these 3 assholes over here, they
I'm
deserve it.
not.
So,
Yeah, no.
and that's what I'm getting from you. Like,
Yeah, it's
that's what
all
I'm
or
picking.
nothing. That's what it was
That's
showing
right.
me. It was like, how many lifetimes, how many innocent people have like been caught in the mix of this? How many, like, is there, like, what it came down to was, is there anything that could ever pay this back and make it right, besides just letting go and just being okay that it happened and not
Yeah.
spiteful to the other side?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which goes to include governments, big
Yeah, all
pharma,
of it.
oligarchies,
Everything.
the Vatican. This is what I'm
Everything.
getting at. I asked a lady yesterday, a healer, and I said, because she was talking about the shadow, but at the same time, she was saying they're out to get us. And I said, okay, I'm just getting to this point now.
Yeah.
This is me talking to me. I'm not pulling her out on the carpet. I just said, do you love your shadow? Yes. Well, what's the difference between that, as within, without?
Yeah.
And what I'm getting from you is the part about the soul fragments, right? Like, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Those things that we've made an exception, we have left our soul there. There's a
Very
part
much
of
so.
us that we haven't brought back because somebody else has it. And it's not their fault.
No, they're in it just like you. Like,
You're right.
no, when I actually went in to see like where he was at, he felt the same way I did. And I was like, how is this even possible that both of us feel like the victim here? That both of us feel like, get what I'm saying? Like, both of us felt like the wronged person, the person that got wronged. And I'm like, I'm good, but I ain't that damn good. You know what I mean?
I heard
Like, what
I
the hell happened?
I interviewed this 19-year-old kid, this dude from Britain, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
19 fucking years old. And he says to me, I was talking to him, and he told me he was in a relationship, and he'd met this, like they'd been together like 2 years, 17 years old to 19 years old. And he said something to me I'll never forget. He said, in a relationship, if you feel like you're a victim or the other one is, you're in victim consciousness. And I
Exactly.
went, whoa. Because if you extrapolate that, if I think anyone in this world is a victim, I'm in victim consciousness.
Yeah.
And there's no other way. And like you said, it's an all or nothing proposition here.
Right.
So it's like that little divorce that you were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it.
Yeah.
You're either 100%, I'm going to go this direction, come hell or high water, or you're not.
Yeah.
And you could be 1% over here, one little exception,
Yeah.
and you're with that other part you're talking about. I forget what you called it. What I was
Yeah.
calling the patriarch.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Father energy. Yeah. And it's that subtle. It's that like limiting or blinding, I guess. Like what if what I'm trying to get, or what I'm getting from this right now is like what if it's like that with those two, the mother father energies? Like what if it's the same? What if they're both feeling like it's, you get what I'm saying? Like the same on both sides without knowing that it's the same on both sides.
Yeah. And how many different faces are
Yeah.
of the same thing? Like how many of us here parents got divorced? I did. Okay.
Mine. Yeah.
Uh,
Same.
one of my parents had extreme guilt. The
Hmm.
other one had had extreme, I guess, anger. Okay.
Okay.
And both of them wanted, well, in other words, it's the same thing. They're both feeling someone's a victim. One of them felt
Yeah.
they were the victim, and the other one that had the guilt probably felt the partner was the victim somehow.
Right.
I mean, it's just, and you're right, it is pride. It's pride of what? Ego?
Yeah. It's hurt pride. Hurt pride.
Yeah.
It's
Hurt.
basing, yeah, hurt pride. Very
Yeah.
much so hurt pride.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most damaging ones there is, if you asked me. It's definitely one of my last ones to clean up. Or I'm not like saying I got them all, but like it was a effing big one. And it's not something I could see right away. It was like very hidden and distorted, let's say. It had a lot of layers. It just flashed before my mind all the lifetimes where I had lost over these same things again and again and again and again and again. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it the old way. I don't care if they like, just because it didn't work out for you doesn't mean it should never work out for that person on the other side again. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. So here's a
I don't know.
question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You see it like what?
I see it like you look at it from the divorce situation. Okay, and I'm sure a lot of them relate to this, being a little kid watching your parents go through that stuff. It doesn't mean you don't love mom. It doesn't mean you don't love dad. You know what I mean? It doesn't, you don't know where you're ending up. Like, think about it. But like, you know how like the mom and the dad might have been angry with each other and they're out for, whatever. They're obviously not in their right minds, and they're not, like having it exactly as they want. What I'm looking at is like, I feel like we're kind of going somewhere into the middle, to where there's like a energy come in that's not one nor the other, and I don't know what this energy is. Like, I'm just like literally using it as an analogy right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like we don't know, like it would be a court system, I guess, would be like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to give this one this, we're going to give this one this, and somehow it all gets worked out. And you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're putting two really extreme energies next to each other, and they're for one something out. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. And maybe that middle
It
ground
is.
is the third. Yeah. Maybe it's the third energy. Maybe it's
Yeah.
the golden child energy. So, like, from a metaphoric standpoint, from an energetic standpoint, because I totally relate to what you're saying. I could go in on and on about it, just even in the recent past.
Yeah.
Um, um, how do you feel about your ex in this moment?
Right.
Do you feel the way you did before this epiphany?
No, hells no. Like, I have
Yeah,
love for him. I want him to survive and thrive and
yeah,
be happy and have, everything I have and more, like,
yeah.
honestly.
I mean, and I think the other thing we don't think about,
Hmm.
because when people talk about quantum mechanics and quantum field, we talk about what I think I create, or
Hmm.
what I think about what I see is what is. But I don't think we ever think about the effect we have on other people. So
Never.
one of the mantras that I have, or one of the processes I've had for years, which started with sexual encounters,
Yeah.
going back into the archives and going, okay, I'm taking my soul fragments back and I'm giving yours back. But it actually goes higher than that, right?
Yeah.
It's broader than that, because, like, in this situation you're describing, which we all have, every
Yeah.
single one of us,
Me
they got a
included.
piece of me. They got a piece of me, and I got a piece of them. And I think it might be a situation like what you're describing, where one says, "I'm done.
Hmm.
I'm gonna accept this." And
Oh, I
and
had
and
the.
is that
Go
right?
ahead. I'll say it in a minute.
Say it now.
No, I want to hear what you had to say first.
No, I was just gonna say that's why I asked you the question, because what you what you end up getting is something huge, like like what you just said about him.
Yeah.
That says a lot. I mean, that's not
You
a
know what was funny? When I was on the phone talking to him, I know this is private conversation, and if you hear this someday, I apologize for saying it, but basically, the funniest thing happened when I did finally let go. I was like, I apologize for what I did to hurt you. I was very, very mad, and I'm embarrassed of my behavior, and I want to make this right one way or another. I was like, give me only what you want to give me and not anything more. I let go of the whole ball. I gave him all his stuff back, and just I didn't care whether he gave anything on the other side. I wasn't tied to anything. I literally 100% in my soul was like, I don't care. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I found in this person that I swore would have had no compassion towards me whatsoever. Like, he literally went into a state of like, oh no, we can't have that. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, this is one of the most ungiving people I ever met in my life. And literally, he was like, everything switched to, I want to give her something. Does that make sense?
yeah, it makes all the sense in the world, because here's the thing with
I
these
was
divorce.
like, are you kidding me?
Well,
Like,
but here's the thing with, and I love the divorce thing because it's
yeah,
such a great metaphor. But
yeah,
why are these two so hell bent against each other? Because they
exactly.
fucking love each other.
Exactly. That's my point. Underneath is love of
That's
all
right.
of it. every piece. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is there. It does exist. You know, you are human. Hey,
See,
celebrate.
it's crazy too, because see, we had this programming that if you love somebody, let's just say the typical romantic scenario.
Right.
Two people come together. This is, the program is you come together, you live together, and you happily ever after. If any deviation from that occurs, then the bullshit starts. And the
Right.
love's still there, but it starts to come out in other ways that are
Yeah.
not so pleasant. Look, I just
Right.
had last night, I swear to God, the most incredible, amazing, just messaging with Morgan. We're
Mm.
a half a world apart. And I'm like just blown away. I'm literally going, what the hell? Now that's not in alignment with the programming. You're supposed to be together. But when this
Yeah.
all came up, we both knew that it needed to happen. We didn't
Yeah.
know why. We didn't know why. And it was a little rough for a while, but you know what? I got no I got no issues. She's got no issues. This is the game. It's on. Like
Yeah.
something's going on here, and
For
that's
sure.
just a small reflection of the whole thing. That's like what you just went through.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a former romantic relationship or a current romantic relationship. It could be the mother, the father, the sister, the brother, an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
mean,
both.
God,
Everybody's just looking for the same thing. They want love and they want to feel like they've made it somewhere in their life. And it's all like underneath all the hurt and dark, and like it all originates from love, every piece of it.
oh, I
Of
love this
somebody either
comment.
feeling like they got what they want or they didn't get what they want, it's still all from love, every
Yeah,
piece. Yeah.
this. Thank you, creative miracle minds. She says, when one thinks that person isn't loving. Okay.
Hmm.
Like that's what I'm just getting from you. Like, and I can say the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm there with you. I say that I think of this person, I go, they're not loving, but they got the piece of me that's keeping me from being loving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah.
old thing about what you see in others, you don't see in yourself, right? But it's actually true. It's actually true.
Yeah.
Because what you're right. Everybody wants to be loved and everybody wants their love accepted. But go back
And
to my friend
respected.
Taino.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Taino, we're learning to be human, but we don't know what it is to be human. Well, we're learning to love, but we don't know what that is. We're finding out. It's it's what you did. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? You just
Wow.
give me what you want.
Yeah.
And then the other one goes, wait a minute, the fight's over.
That's exactly what happened. He's like, well, I can't tell people that. And I was like, oh my God, he's worried about what people will say.
Well, yeah, think about the stories that come from these things
Yeah.
that you're talking about.
Perpetuate. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like, I can't go around tell people that. It's kind of like one of them. Yeah, I don't know. It
God,
was it was
what a
comical. It was funny.
I knew it'd be gold with you. I never expected this. I thought we were going to talk about centaurs and spaceships landing in the mountains in Montana, but
Bring it back to Earth.
well, that's it though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like all the woo-woo stuff, it's losing its it's not the same substance it was. It's
Mm-mm.
not. I don't give a damn who you're transmitting or downloading. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's about Angela. It's about Todd. And you have two choices. You can either dive deeper into it and or you can exit stage left,
True.
which
Both are
they're both
fine.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling if you exit stage left, you're going to pick up right where you left off. Glory, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's what I mean. It's like I feel like we've went through these cycles so many times, and I feel like we're so close to doing it differently. Because like I can't tell you how many years did I say, like at least 15 plus years over this divorce situation, and never once did it dawn on me to do it in a way where I'm like, give me what you want to give me. You know what I mean? Like, and mean it. Like, you know how hard that was to mean that? You know what I mean? Like from the like I
Yeah.
don't even know, human
Yeah.
level
That's like
of
saying you're
programming.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's like saying you're sorry to somebody when and you don't have an expectation of them returning the I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so you go in
Right.
and say, I'm sorry, I've done it. I tell this
No
person in my,
shame. Yeah.
I say, I'm sorry. And when they don't tell me I'm sorry, I just get more pissed, you know?
That's what I mean. It's like how many times do we go through this that are we missing something still? Is my point. Like I feel like we're making room in the places where we can in the collective to where I think everybody's going to have a new way to view things finally. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's pure transparency
Yeah.
because people, we've been talking about vulnerability. Then I'm saying, okay, you start I'm sorry, authenticity. So you say, I'm going to be authentic. And then as you go down the road of authenticity, you start to find yourself in vulnerable situations.
Very
And
exposed.
then from the vulnerability comes, like you just did with him,
Yeah.
just full transparency. Hey, I fucking love you. Give me what you want. I enjoyed
Yeah.
the time together. I wish you the best. And
Yeah.
then the other one gets knocked on its is on its heels because now all that energy that's been going back and forth and back and forth, it's all on one person. Morgan
Yeah.
described this to me for years as the tennis match.
Yes.
And she'd
Yes.
just say, she did it with me as I worked my stuff out, a few years back. She just stopped hitting the tennis ball back. So if you don't hit the tennis ball back, who am I going to hit who am I going to hit the ball to?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's who would think
I
that
had
would all come down to these very human things?
yeah, that's what
This
needed addressed though. If you think
yeah,
about it, that's what needed tweaking.
this is a solar flash. This what you had happen with your ex, that's the fucking
That
solar
was
flash.
my solar flash. Yes. It was very
I got
enlightening.
news for you. This is how it works, man. God, you
So what
can't go this long without visiting with us.
I had every intention of coming back sooner, and
You
life
can't.
just was like, do 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 do. You're
You're
going this
just.
way.
You and your family just have so much to offer.
Thank you. Thank
How's
you.
everybody doing?
It's
Everybody.
really good, actually. Sticking it through it, doing the best everybody can do every day, continuing to improve on that. Doing
Yeah,
really well, actually.
I'm glad
We
to
have
hear
more
that.
peace and more conducive energy for everybody than ever before. Good stuff.
That's good.
Thank you.
Well, I love you and I love your family and I love when you come on and
I'll have to do it again sometime.
hey,
Definitely.
anytime you want to come on, just hit me up and if I don't hear from you in a couple of months, I'll hit you up.
All right, sounds
But
good.
yeah, we miss your energy. We miss
I
your energy.
appreciate you guys.
Tell your husband I say hello. I mean your partner
Yeah, I
and
know
your
what you mean.
kid. Yeah, and your kids and yeah,
Same with
just
Morgan.
I'll do it. You take care. Love
You
you.
too.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See you.